Hey you guys, this is Jess with Sourceful Journey, back with another video. I wanted to focus the next topic on the reason why divine timing will always trump our timing. And there's a reason behind that. A very good reason at that. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and just jump right in. So divine timing will always trump our timing. That's something that has always remained to be true for ages. Now, whether that's something that as beings that we're willing to accept or that we have to accept, that's the key part in all of this. It's something we have to accept for sure. No matter how bad we may want something to fall into place, or how bad we may want something to take place. It may be something that the timing is not meant for it, or it may just simply be that that's something that God does not have in store for you, because maybe He has something better in store for you, being, God as well as the spirit team. So, it's one of those things where God wants to be able to give us what our heart desires. But who's to say that what our heart desires is something that we truly need? Think about it. When it comes to what our heart truly desires, a lot of times what we truly desire is something that's more so with from a 3D perspective. Let's think of it in reference to a car. You may want a car that's like a 2023, let's say Tesla. Nice cars, by the way. But you simply want it because it's a newer car, and it's a car that may have all the gets and gadgets to it. But once you've acquired it, let's say you do get the car, 2 years pass, 5 years pass, if you decided to keep it that long, for that matter, all that time will pass, and then what happens next? Your eyes are going to be set on another vehicle, a much newer vehicle, may still be the same model and brand, but nonetheless, it'll be set on something that you feel is much greater, much better. Hence is why I said that our mindset when it comes to those tangible items is more so of a 3D mindset. When it comes to pursuing things that our hearts desire, we need to look at it on a deeper scale, on a deeper level, if you will. I honestly think it's good to have a want when it comes to those type of things. That's good. It's a part of how we operate here in this earth plane, right? But don't let that be such a ruling factor in your day-to-day. Because let's face it, all these items that we acquire, whether it be the nice cars, the nice jewelry, gadgets, you name it, when it's time for us to return to the dust, are we taking any of those items with us? Think about that. I'll use myself as an example. I was one of those ones that needed to have the latest of everything. Whether it came down to my car, it came down to the type of jewelry I had, the type of purses I had, the amount of money I had in my bank account. When it came to traveling to certain places, whether it be Dubai or Australia, those are some locations out there, Jamaica, you name it. I felt like I need to go to those places just to be able to create memories, which in all actuality, I was doing that because I was trying to fill in a void, something I felt that was missing. That's really what it boiled down to. But I could say, even being that one, pursuing those various things and constantly feeling the need to make sure my nails are always done, I always have my hair laid and things like that. I realized I was doing all this, which gave me a sense of a temporary gratification. But at the end of it all, that void that I was feeling was still not filled. It was when I became aware of self, and I came to realize that a lot of these items, these tangibles, are only for instant gratification. It's not going to fulfill the void that you really are looking to fulfill. You have to dig deeper and figure out what that might be for you, because for each individual it is different. When I started shifting gears in terms of my mindset and not seeking out these particular items just to try to fill in the void, that's when I began to realize, like, there truly is more to this thing that we call life after all. I would just pray for the day that others start to wake up and accept that as well in terms of their own everyday existence. That there's more to this thing called life than just these tangible items. Because again, to be rather frank, when it's time for us to be called home to the earthly, well, to the spiritual plane, we're in the earthly plane right now, so excuse me for that. But when it's time for us to be called home, those items are not going to be floating with us, will they? And as far as creating memories, that was another thing that kind of like fueled me to pursue the things that I've acquired over the years. Those are individuals who've known me, excuse me, a little tongue twister. Those individuals who have once known me know that I was always that person. I always had to have the latest of things and travel here and travel first class, blah, blah, blah. Make sure I had just money everywhere I could look around. Like I was set on all angles, and I made sure of it. I worked, I hustled hard when it came to putting in overtime at work. I hustled hard when it came to getting my degrees, because again, those were tangible items that I felt by having several degrees underneath me, working overtime and not really taking too much time out from working in the office just to get more money on the paycheck. I felt like that was building up such not only a grand reputation, such a great one in that regard, amongst your colleagues and upper management. But I felt like in some way that was giving me a sense of feeling fulfilled. But again, as I said, when the day was over with, and like let's say I was flying home from a trip overseas that I went on for vacation. Like let's say at the end of my work day, I stayed like an extra 3 or 4 hours just to have more of my check, and I'm heading home. That void that I felt was still not fulfilled. And that was when I knew there has to be something more to this thing called life, and I needed to be on the hunt for it. So I found when I came to the realization that divine timing would always trump our timing, our want for things to be instantaneous, like right here, right now. I find that when I accepted that for what it is and not pushing against that reality, things start to fall into place, back to back to back. As far as being able to take on the role that I never would have thought that I would have been given a chance to pursue in reference to my current job. Being able to, again, start my own business. Being able to move into a location that I still can't seem to figure out, like, how could this have happened? But I'm so forever grateful and thankful for it. When you let go and let God be God, let him do what he does best, and the angel team do what they do best, honey, I'm telling you, the very thing that you think that you want versus the very things that they bring to fruition for you, it's mind-blowing. It'll be things you could not even imagine, like, how did this happen? How could I have gotten this? Like how? Why? And it's all because you let go of control. you allowed God and the team, as Ray Charles would say, make it do what it do. That is all for this video. What are you guys' thoughts about that? With the notion of, you know, divine timing will always trump our timing. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, or continue to message me on the other platforms as well. I definitely read those messages and I do respond back. The emails are welcome just as well, so definitely keep those coming. Consultations, as I mentioned in my previous video, I do have one more day available. Friday is completely filled, you guys, but as for Saturday, I do have a few more spots available. Don't quote me on it. I think I have three. Two or three, when I checked around 12 noon today. But if it's something that is of interest to you, definitely take advantage of it. If you have any issues with scheduling online, just message me on any of the other platforms, your details, because of course, I would hate for you to put your information down in the comment section below, knowing others could see it. So let's be very vigilant when it comes to those things, and just yeah, message me on my other platforms in the messaging section. So yeah, with all that being said, as always, I'm definitely seeing you guys a love and light, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, you guys.